afternoon, everybody. Myself, Leena Chandrasekhar, Assistant Professor, EC Department. And I think some of you would have seen me because we would have interacted for registering you on Hacker Earth, which is an online platform. And we just conducted the first test on Hacker Earth yesterday, and we sent out 90 invites because only 90 odd students had registered for the Hacker Earth test, and we were able to send only 90 invites, and out of that 54 have taken up the test. I have also shared the results with you people, so you can take a look at it. There is more detailed results. If anybody is interested, you can get in touch with me. You can send me an email or WhatsApp, and I will share the details with you. Okay, so a couple of things before we start off. You will be attending programming classes by Professor Karthik, faculty MCA Department RNSIT. These classes will commence from Monday onwards on in the afternoons. So the time and the Zoom meeting details will be shared with you. And of course, the Hacker Earth tests will happen on weekly basis. So in case some students are yet to register, you can send your email IDs to your mentors, and the mentors will in turn pass it on to me. And we have also launched a YouTube channel, which is going to have a lot of resources about placements and how you can make yourself ready for the placement activity. So you can visit our YouTube channel. And yes, there is going to be an orientation program on NPTEL courses tomorrow afternoon. So please do attend the orientation program. So it is going to give you idea about NPTEL courses and how you can register, how you can, take it forward along with your academics. And of course, you must also enroll for IEEE student membership. Dr. Rajni is responsible for the student membership IEEE. I recommend most of you, to enroll for the membership because it helps you a lot in getting updates on the latest trends, technology, practices, processes. Okay, the latest things you can be aware of with respect to electronics, and there are many more societies. So anything of your interest you can choose, and you can register as a student member. And let me tell you, there is an offer going on right now. So the student membership is available at 50% of the price. So that's a good deal, and this is going to continue for next 3 years. So if you register now, you can continue with 50% registration for next 3 years, which is a benefit. So you can contact Dr. Rajni regarding this, and I will not take more time because we have an expert with us, Professor Sridhar. I'm sure you must have all interacted with him. He's a former placement officer and very popular in the student community. So, and we need a lifetime, to hear him out and learn from his experiences. So we're very happy to have you with us, Sridhar sir. Welcome to the meeting, and I hand over the host responsibilities to you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Madam
Thank you,
Leena.
sir.
It
Thank you
was
for your
nice of
time.
you. Thank you
Yes,
so much. I think the words were very sweet and kind of you. It speaks
yes,
about you, like we normally use a sentence saying that, if you wear a yellow glass or a black glass, you're going to see the world also in the same color. So you're such a nice person and you see only nice things. Very nice of you. Thank you.
yes, sir. We are blessed. We have only nice person people around us, so that makes us look at only good things here,
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
that's a true
Thank you.
blessing, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
Thank
I
you.
will not take much of your time, sir. Your time is very precious,
Thank you.
and our students' time also. You can
Thank you.
go ahead. I'll just give you the share, and I will also make you the host. Yeah. Yes, sir. You're the host now.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
I want to enable the chat actually. Now it is possible. Yes. Uh, well, good afternoon, and I'm sure it is good time after the lunch to sleep. So let me see if I can put you to sleep. I'll try my best to make you such a boring thing where you're going to sleep, right? The agenda of the day, I am very sure, I've spoken to some of you earlier. I have also addressed you regarding the placement. I did do a orientation program. But interestingly, there was something which was discussed today with me by head of the department, and she said, I think I should address you. The crux of the matter, or why I'm addressing you, is there is a programming class which is going to be starting for you from Monday. This is what Madam Lina also told you. And I have already, dealt this particular topic, why this programming classes are very, very important for you and how it is going to affect you in your placement. So that's the agenda of the day. And earlier, I have given you a comparison between computer science and information science and ECE placement. Just to run through a few points which I have talked earlier for the benefit of those who were not there during that particular time, I just want to tell you that in the same college, we had a scenario that ECE placement was much more powerful than any other branch. ECE was, like faring much, much powerful in placement than computer science in the same college in 2012, 13, etc. But over a period
Sir,
of time,
sorry to interrupt you.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you.
yeah,
I hope the record is on. The
yeah,
record, I don't see
it
the
is,
record. It
it is,
is?
it is, it
Okay,
is,
sir. Great. Okay,
it
sir.
is.
Thank you.
Right. And in the over a period of time, what has happened is the total scenario of working and industries have migrated towards the programming skill. Whether you call it as electronic like company, or it is supposed to be a manufacturing company, or it is supposed to be a computer science company or an IT company, programming becomes a mandatory thing. That is what has happened. Now, before I start talking about it and telling about it, I have a good feedback which is given by one of the student who is actually placed. I'll not take the name of the student, but he is there in the college in the final year and he is placed. And what he writes in his email, I'll just read out for you. And after that, we will discuss this particular aspect which is there. It starts something like this. I am currently placed in Accenture as an associate developer. That means he is a place student. I went up technical round interview of Texas Instruments, given other placement drives like Infosys, Cognizant, TCS. So this is what he says. That means he took placement more than one company. Now, second para he writes, all companies more or less the same process except Texas Instruments, where they ask technical questions from analog, network theory, digital electronics, etc. Others are aptitude, that is supposed to be quants, verbal, non-verbal reasoning, MCQs from general programming concepts, pseudocode, data structures, and algorithm. And obviously, coding. This is what he is writing. So, what I want to emphasize or tell you here is, since the placement drives have become online now, every company which comes has made programming as elimination round which is likely to be there is your CGPA. That means you should be eligible to take the company. That is your academics. So that is the percentage of marks what you score in academics. Let us say you have done average and you are good. Say you are hovering around 6, 6.5, etc. So you are comfortably there as eligible. The next round, major elimination, takes place in the second round. What is that second round? That is supposed to be your an online test which is going to be given by the company, and this is supposed to be quant plus programming. Now programming has become a common factor or a mandatory thing from this particular drives. Now the percentage of selection or going to the next round has drastically reduced to the circuit branches. Why? Because computer science and information science branch, that is IT branch, goes through this programming skill right from the day one till end. So therefore, they are as it is very, very good. But unfortunately, the circuit branch students neglect or give less priority to programming. In the bargain, they are going to be eliminated in the first round itself. So this is what he is writing. I am not saying, but I want you to understand and appreciate this very well. One thing I want to mention, when I applied for Goldman Sachs, that is supposed to be a very, very good company, their aptitude is on par with CAT exam. That means, based on the type of the company, the aptitude paper which is going to be there, the difficulty level will be increasing. You have also got something called as adaptive test. That means you answer one question correctly, the second question will be difficult than the first question. If you answer the second one also correct, third will be still more difficult. Now, the grading of the marks is also based on the difficulty level. So if you answer very difficult question, you will get more marks than answering a very easy question. This kind of tests are also there in the aptitude. The next para, what he writes is very interesting. I know how versatile the ECE branch is, but learning multiple domains and nourishing as well as cultivating the same is a whole different task. Early counseling, I repeat, early counseling, more as an interrogation, should be done after getting into the department to know their actual dream or motive behind their decision. Generally, why this is written is most of you go blindfolded with this kind of conception, saying that I am from ECE branch, I will not be working for an IT company, I will not be doing coding, therefore I will not be trying any of that. Finally, when you land up into the placement scenario, irrespective of the type of the company, you will be forced to take coding. So that time you will feel very miserable, which you will see he is writing it in the end. You will see that he writes the next para something like this. Again, irrespective of the choice, everybody should start coding at an early stage. I repeat, again, irrespective of the choice, everybody should start coding at an early stage, because whether it is hardware, software, or multidisciplinary like AI, ML, IoT, requires a decent knowledge of programming. We came across this thing in the final stage of our academics when it is too late. I repeat, we came across this thing in the final stage of our academics when it is too late. There is also a lack of enthusiasm among the students for learning things beyond their syllabus. Kindly understand these sentences very clearly. This programming class which is being done to you is beyond the syllabus. And just now, Lina madam said something about NPTEL courses and NPTEL, certifications, etc. A lot of students dream about joining a wonderful company with a very high package. Mind you, there are about 200 colleges under VTU. And if you expect something like almost about 10 lakh students passing out, everybody wants a very high package for the salary and a very, very good company. Is it possible to recruit all of them? You need to be something who is different from others. And that's possible when you're going to spend time over and above the normal curriculum. That is what the student is also saying. Further, in the email of the same student, this is the last two paras which I am reading for you, there was a lack of awareness about how hard it is to get into the industry. See what he is saying. There was a lack of awareness about how hard it is to get into the industry, for which nobody starts preparing early. Generally, a lot of students in engineering, maybe even some faculty, carry this kind of feeling that you do very well in technical, you're going to be placed automatically. I am sorry to say this. You're good in technical, no doubt, but your technical capability is tested only after 3 rounds. That's supposed to be your percentage of academics and aptitude or online test, and subsequently followed by the interview. So when you come to the interview, that is going to be after passing these elimination rounds. So if you are not good in these particular rounds, you're going to be eliminated even before checking what is your technical capability. I think you should appreciate that. I also started late, preparing seriously, but my inclination of exploring multi-domain maybe helped a lot during my preparation. This is what the student is saying, is lucky to be placed. That is what he is saying. Last para, most important para, where you should understand what he is saying. I want everybody should start learning coding and aptitude from the third semester. I want everybody should start learning coding and aptitude from the third semester, which I haven't done and suffered now. That is what he is saying, which I haven't done and suffered now. Mind you, this student should have been placed in much better company than Accenture. That is what is meaning there. He is lucky he is placed. There are a lot of students who are academically very, very good but still not placed, and they feel very miserable about it. But it is too late for them to think about practicing coding in the early stages. And please understand, nowadays, it has even come to the schools that you can code and start practicing coding or programming at that age. So they have to be very, very good when you are going to be, doing this. And also take, further email, he is writing this, and also take up at least professional training courses like VLSI and related domains or topics from fifth sem, so that one should not suffer like me in the future. So this is what I wanted to share with you, to tell you that how important for you to practice this coding. Mind you, this coding or programming is always, like you normally realize or visualize, thinking that I can do the coding, there is no problem. But you are actually doing a comparative coding. What I mean by comparative coding is, about 400 students take a test for the placement, and the coding skill would be compared with the 400 of them. So your skill has to be much better than the others. What do you mean by this? The efficiency of coding, the methodology of coding, the accuracy of the coding, the number of lines what you are going to write in a code, these are going to matter a lot, and it is going to decide how good programming skill you have. And the skill cannot be developed overnight. Let us say, for example, you study for a subject in VTU 1 week in advance and you are able to get a decent mark for the exam. That is possible in that exam. But in the programming skill or in the aptitude skill, if you do not practice it for a long time, you cannot be very, very good. It is something like, if I want to do an address to students, my English needs to be very good. So I practice or by heart and go to the stage. Because of the stage fear, I'm unable to talk. Then what do? So therefore, you need to build your vocabulary. You need to build your capability to talk for a long time. You need to practice a lot of time. So similarly, you need to practice this coding right from early. Otherwise, you are going to repent. Now, this is one aspect. I have got, a lot of emails written by the seniors about it. A lot of case studies I can do and tell you that every person who is very good in academics, who is not placed very well, would be feeling very, very uncomfortable or feeling bad because he did not start very early. So this is what is the basic thing which has to be appreciated by you. And second aspect is, a teacher, when he is teaching, he is from a different department. He cannot really appreciate or understand the background of yours in the coding skill. So therefore, it is very essential for you, because like right now, Professor Karthik, who is coming, he is from MCA. He has been teaching students who have been writing codes and programs without any problem. Now, EC student may not be as professional as other students in this particular field. that is this particular coding field or in programming skill. So it is better that the student becomes very interactive, talks to the teacher, explains the doubts, and grasps the capability to programming very nicely. I don't think you should be, leaving this just like that. I will study on my own. I'll practice later, etc. So this is second aspect. That is understanding the teacher, making the teacher to appreciate your background, making you to understand the programming very well during the class is an important aspect, and it has to be done by the student more than the teacher. This is second point which I wanted to tell you. One first point which I like emphasized or told you is it is very essential to start the coding or programming much earlier. Practice it for a long time to get the professional capability. That is the first point. The second point is become very interactive with the teacher who is teaching this particular subject, and make sure that he teaches you from scratch, makes you to understand the programming capability very well. The third point is 99% of the programming skill evaluation in the placement is done mostly on C programming or C++. You are going to get elective which is C++, but you are not going to get a subject on C programming. So therefore, if you are very good in C programming, you should be able to apply it very well in the placement. So also, when you become a professional, when you are working in an industry, your programming skill will give you a lot of advantage in working also. So therefore, C is the fundamental programming language which you have to be very powerful and very, very good at it. There are a lot of online sites available for making you to be educative about it. What I suggest is take the teaching from the teacher, take also from the online, integrate it, practice yourself in developing a lot of solution to the problems in the programming field. This will make you as very, very powerful professional who can compete with the students. Please understand what I am saying is when you are getting an MNC or a company which is supposed to be a mass recruiter, you are going to face the same kind of scenario what the present batch is going to face. What I mean by this is every company has decided to do online recruitment rather than visiting the college. So therefore, your skill is not only evaluated against RNSIT students, but it is going to be global, or it is going to be at least state level. That means the recruitment drive which is conducted earlier, what was happening is the company would come to the college. They would come to the college, visit the college. Every student of RNSIT would write the test. He would evaluate the results of RNSIT students. So therefore, you are competing with RNSIT students only. But now what they do is they give the link to every college which is across. So you may be competing with RV College, you may be competing with BMS, you may be competing with NITK, you may be competing with any of them which is going to be there by that company depending on the company. So if the company is interested to evaluate and a package is very high and a very powerful company, they are going to evaluate globally. That means across all the colleges which are supposed to be there, at least in Karnataka, very sure. Normally it is supposed to be national level, but you can take it at least Karnataka, it is sure to be evaluated. Now what happens? What is the difference? The difference is the number of students taking the test is also increasing. At the same time, competition level is also increasing. Because in every college, if you have 10 students who are very good in programming, you are going to be competing with each of them, which is going to multiply like anything. So this point has to be appreciated by you. So you need to be very powerful programmer to beat the other students who are going to be from other colleges. This is fourth point which I wanted to drive or which I wanted to tell you. Lastly, the type of companies which are coming, 90% of them are supposed to be oriented towards working online, because even semiconductor industries are migrating towards online working. Now, every online working professional is supposed to be knowing programming skills, and they're going to evaluate you based on that. So therefore, it is very important for you to be doing it. Now, these are few points which I wanted to share with you and wanted to tell you that you please take this programming classes very seriously. Start practicing it and understanding it from now itself. Lastly, in private, if you want to do any kind of training like this, you are going to shell down something like about 2 to 3,000 rupees for getting trained itself. Normal classes, if you want to attend, you're going to spend something like 2 to 3,000 rupees, provided it is organized by the college. But if you are privately going, it can even go somewhere around 5,000 rupees. So you have to spend so much of money just to learn this programming in one particular language. So therefore, kindly make the use of this particular opportunity very well. Take it very, very seriously and attend the classes very seriously. Make sure that you interact with the teacher very well and get the best out of it. Now, these are few points and few things which I wanted to share. I would like to address any doubts or questions if you have. I am open to the questions which are supposed to be there. You can post it either in the chat, or otherwise you can even go to the extent of unmuting and talking. There is no problem. It looks like, it's a silent mode which is supposed to be there. It is only one way of, communication which is supposed to be there. I don't think we have got about 80 students. I don't think
Good
you have.
afternoon, sir.
Oh, okay. There, 1 minute, please. I need to know your name and.
Sir, I am Brunda from third SEM B
Yeah.
section,
Okay.
EC.
Yeah.
Sir, I wanted to know as to which programming language we are going to start from Monday.
C.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It is going to be C programming, but we can even, like if you are really interested and you do very well in this training, then what will happen is I can request them even to upgrade it to Python or any of them. We can even introduce those training for you free of cost from the faculty available in-house. We can even take it to that level. That is next level. Provided you show real interest and real learning in the C programming classes, right? My humble request to all of you is, I don't know who is your class teacher or who is in charge. I will share my telephone number with you. You can be very free and freely give me your feedback or difficulties in the classes. I will be able to tackle the problem without naming your name. I will definitely make sure that it is going to be acceptable to you, and you should be able to take the classes without any problem, right? That is the promise which I can give you. But only thing is, if you are not going to be like part of it, if you are not going to show interest, then probably like we will not be able to help you with it. You need to help yourself so that we will be have a great success after the training, etc. If you are not trained properly and if you do not get placed, I don't think there is much we can do later. So that is the reason why I'm requesting that. Any other doubt, please? Any of you with any other doubt, please? No? You don't have any other doubt at all?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Yashwan from B section.
Yeah.
Sir, the previous test we have attempted in the Hacker Earth, we encountered many errors in the website, like the questions are incomplete and the evaluation of marks are also not sure. Like, It's a positive 2 mark for a question and negative minus 11.5 for one question.
Okay.
It's not right, sir.
What is not
And
right?
even questions were framed wrong. Like the questions were incomplete.
Okay. Okay. So you are saying that that
So
hackathon has to improve. That's what you're saying?
yeah, yes, sir. I just
We,
need a little
we
bit
will
improvement in
definitely
that.
do that. I have taken your point. I'll definitely discuss with the person who formulated that. We will definitely, basically you should appreciate this was not being done to the ECE students earlier. Like what was happening is it was CS and IS
Yes,
who were
sir.
going through all this hackathon training and so many things. So in the bargain, what was happening is their performance day by day was increasing in the placement scenario. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to introduce the similar kind of scenario for you, so that on a later date you are going to be equally competitive to others. So that is what is being done. So we have initiated this initiative as a first particular trial for you, and your point is well appreciated. I'll definitely discuss this with the all concerned people who created this. We will improve it. As a matter of fact, I think Lena would vouch for it. I think a few of you as a volunteer should come forward, take this kind of scenarios. You will learn also, and you will also do very well. To create a hackathon, to create a competition on programming, how do we do it, etc. Then become one of the volunteer who is going to initiate this kind of actions, etc. And that will make all of you to be practicing it, and it will be a great help. I think you should do something like that. That will be still good. So because if you are able to say that the question was wrong, that means you are capable of framing the question itself. So I think you should be able to do something like that, and it will be very, very good. I am sure Lena madam will be talking to you more about it.
Okay,
Right?
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
Yes,
other?
sir, sorry to interrupt you. May I know which question number it was? If you remember, do you remember which question it was, Yashwant?
And many were there in that.
Okay.
Many were there.
Can you just share your mobile number? I will call and talk to you. Do you have my
Yeah, okay,
number?
ma'am.
Yeah, do you have my
No, ma'am.
number? Okay, you
No,
can
ma'am.
make a note. All of you can make a note of my mobile number. It's 9535 0887775. So whatever issues you have faced on this online test, you can write to me. Okay, it will be taken care for the next test. Okay, I hope you have got the number.
You can put in the chat.
Yes. Oh, the chat is disabled, sir.
Oh, I'll enable it for you. I think
Okay.
that I can do. Or you tell me the number, I will type it out. Tell
Yes,
me the
it's
number, please, once again.
9595.
1 minute.
Sure.
Yeah, just tell me the number.
95
Yeah,
35
yeah,
0
yeah.
88775.
I'll repeat the number 9535088775.
That's right, sir.
Perfect. I put it in the chat.
Yes. So anybody has any issues you have faced while taking the online test, please bring to my notice. So it will be taken care of for the next test. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other doubt, please? Any of you? Any of you? I've given my email ID and my telephone number in the chat box. You can have a look at it, and you can see that HR manager post is still there with me. I'm still working for placement in some of the advisory capability, but I'm still there. Even now, I am involved in it. So therefore, I am looking into various problems and trying to see how we can improve upon the placement which is supposed to be there. But mind you, the days are really becoming difficult day by day, which you have to appreciate. You have to be competitive, you have to be powerful to be selected for a very good company. Getting a normal placement or an average placement, working in an average company, etc., may be very easy for you, because you are in a college, RNSIT, which is supposed to be very good academically. But our aim is not to put you or push you into a, like a mass recruiter who's going to be, putting you into a normal work or a bench, etc. We want you to be placed in a company where you're going to excel, where you are going to put your name to be very high, so also your parents' name, and so also the institution name. That's what is our aim, and that's what is our interest. That is how we are working to see how we can improve the final outcome of yours, other than the degree, even the career which has to be built for you. That's the background which is there. So I also do a lot of career counseling of going to abroad, higher studies, what type of career you have to take, how you have to manipulate, and what you have to do, what you have to study. If you want to become go to military or air force or services or army or navy, how do you do it, what you have to do. Lot of things which I do as career counseling as a typical passion of mine. So you're most welcome to contact me if there is anything which you want to know, and most welcome to really progress very well and do well. Start early to be very happy. It is a very simple formula. You really work hard for about 2 or 3 years now. Down the line, 20, 30 years, you are very happy. Or you want to choose the vice versa, you can be very happy 2 or 3 years now, but 20, 30 years, you have to really struggle in your life. Option is yours. So you can, choose the method which you want, and then accordingly, do it, which is supposed to be there. So I conclude which is supposed to be there. If there is no doubt of yours anymore, basically, we are starting C programming classes from Monday, and the timetable and the details are going to be shared by the teacher to you. Second point is Professor Karthik from MCA is going to be taking the classes. The third point is C programming is an essential thing for your placement activities, so take it as very seriously. The third point is you are going to be from EC background, the teacher is from computer science background. There can be a gap between the two. Kindly interact very well, talk to the teacher, make sure you understand the complete programming classes very well without leaving any gaps there or leaving it for tomorrow's study. The third point is every good company which comes would be demanding you to be good in programming skills. So therefore, start taking it early, start practicing it. Lastly, kindly make sure that you are going to be taking the online classes or coaching details for the programming classes. Integrate that with the teaching which is done. Make sure that you practice for a long time and become a professional or a capable person when you come to the placement lab. So this is what essentially I wanted to communicate to you. I hope I have done justice. Thank you very much for attending the session. At a short notice, I have been told to take this particular one. So I had to really do the session quickly. Like in the morning around 12 o'clock, I was told that you do some session like this, and I'm trying to do what best I can do. But however, I think I have been able to communicate what is supposed to be told to you, and I hope you will be able to take the benefit out of it, and it will be wonderful in case if you really succeed very well. Thank you so much for attending the session. I think I will request Lena Madam if there is anything which you want to say before we close the session.
Yes, sir. Nothing much from my side, but we are putting in a lot of efforts to get more placements, and we are starting it really early. So I need all your cooperation so that we get good results. Yes, that's it from my side, sir.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much. Can I close the meeting
Thank you,
itself?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
All right. Before I
Thank
close,
you.
any of you with any doubt or anything, please feel free, please. I don't think you have to hesitate if there is anything now also. All right. Thank you so much and enjoy the day, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.